Alright, welcome back. This is Charizard James, back with another Kaldheim preview, if you will. We have a Kaldheim release date confirmed, January 28th, 2021, and this is everything we know so far, just updated today. So let's go through the new Kaldheim information. As you can see, this fancy picture of a mountain with some gobos on top, I believe. Let's read it together. MTG Arena's upcoming set, Kaldheim, will be released January 28th, 2021. And if you missed my last Kaldheim video, I will go ahead and put the link in the description for you to check out yourself. That was released about 2 weeks ago, so make sure you look at that before you look at this, because this is after that one, so look at that one first, in sequential order. But anyway, let's get to it. This was confirmed to be the latest patch notes when the Zendikar Rising drafts end, and follows the usual pattern of releasing the Thursday a week before the official tabletop release date, also confirmed by Wizards Play Network. From the 2021 Magic the Gathering product release schedule, we were told that we were visiting the world of Kaldheim for the first time, inspired by Norse mythology. Now, we went over some of this stuff last time, but we're going to do a little quick recap first here. That means Vikings, references to god like Odin, Thor, and Loki, and possible creature tribes like Valkyries and Elves. Now, we do have some Valkyries and Elves already, but it's going to expand on that as well. We have a 6th standard legal set after Zendikar Rising. And let's find out what we know so far. Remember, you can see all the information regarding the set in the main Kaldheim Hub. They have one here for MTGAZone.com, so make sure to check that out as well, where you can see card list, news, decks, etc. We have the dates and times here as well. The Magic Online and MTG Arena release date is January 28th, 2021, as we said before. Tabletop release the day after, to February 4th. And then the official tabletop release after that pre-release is February 5th, 2021. So I'm really, really excited for the end of January here with Kaldheim. Kaldheim is going to be insane. Just wait until you see some of these pictures in a second. On Arena, the usual maintenance time starts around 8 a.m. when we expect the patch to go live. During Zendikar Rising, we didn't see any downtime as the updates happen in the background before the release date. Okay, awesome. Sounds good. So it looks like they're trimming down the update time, which is good. Preview schedule. They don't have a preview schedule currently, but I think spoilers will be starting soon, I believe. Well, even more spoilers, like actual card spoilers. We already have some, so make sure you continue watching, because there's some card spoilers in here as well, and they're sick. We have the more pathways that I talked about. I talked about the pathways in more detail in my last video. Mark Rosewater already confirmed that the other 4 pathways will be in Kaldheim: Simic, Golgari, Abzorius, and Rakdos. And I talked about decks as well that might come out of this, out of these pathway improvements here in Standard, as well as the Modal Dual Face cards in Kaldheim and Strixhaven. So 2 more sets of Modal Dual Face cards, the flip lands and things. Card leaks. Okay, card leaks. This is what we came to see. Let's go. We've had a strange Reddit post alluding to some leaks of the cards. It includes a MDFC, a Squirrel. Oh, I love squirrels. And a legendary. A Squirrel legendary. Sick. And the return of a non-broken Oko. Non-broken Oko? Wait, what is this? What is this? What's an Oko that's not broken? Anyway, with references to the snow mechanic. Oh, okay, so this is the first time we're hearing that the snow mechanic's actually a thing? For the last few sets, these text-only leaks have all been pretty accurate so far, and it's hard to ignore. Let's take a look and speculate in the meantime. Let's take a look. Glimpse of Glory. 1 blue, sorcery. Okay, so 1 blue, not an instant. Huh. Scry X, where X is the number of legendary permanents you control. And draw a card. Okay, so it's basically just 1 blue, draw a card on turn 1. But can be way more than that. So I could see this being in like a historic Kethis combo deck, where like everything's legendary. And you could like scry 3 and draw a card. Yeah, Apples and Fruits is a very strong cantrip. The other site, to catch the one before this is on my YouTube, ! YouTube in chat on Twitch. By the way, don't forget to follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Charizard_James. You know how to spell Charizard. You can look it up. Perfect. To catch me live as well. And I also do these Kaldheim reviews live as well. So if you want to catch these live next time, make sure to catch me on my Twitch channel. We're going more to Glimpse of Glory here. What do we think of Glimpse of Glory? Also, it's a modal dual face card? Wait, there's two things here. Wait, that's not a modal dual face card, right? There's two slashes here, which makes me think there's another side of the card. Let's read it. Patch of Sacrifice 2, Legendary Artifact Equipment. When it enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. It is a modal dual face card. So on one side it's a sorcery, on one side it's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, choose an opponent. They play with their hand revealed for as long as it remains on the battlefield. Thank you very much for the follow, Kame Dark. Welcome to the Goose Gang. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has tap it to scry 1, and it's equipped 2. That's actually pretty strong. They play with their hand revealed? That's pretty strong. Like, if you're a control player and you're playing this card as just blue mana sorcery, but sometimes you get to just play it and you just get to see their hand at all times? That's pretty strong. I mean, maybe it's not worth the card if you're playing a control deck. Huh. That's very interesting. Moving on. This name was so confusing it made me cough. Scathervosk. Hopefully I said that right. Ruknar. 1 and Jund? So it's 4 mana? Legendary creature Elder Squirrel? We're getting an Elder Squirrel? Sacrifice a forest? It's a Jund card, but you have to sack a forest. Sack a forest to untap it. So you can attack with it, and then you can sack a forest to untap it. Norse mythology. Batsmack says Norse mythology has a squirrel that lives in the world tree. Oh, so it's actually on theme. Oh, I did not know that. So sack a forest, untap it, it gains indestructible. So that's a 0 mana tap to gain indestructible. Relevant. If that force was a snow permanent, snow's back. Scathervosk, Rutnar, and each snow creature you control. So snow creatures confirmed. This legendary squirrel isn't a snow creature, and each snow creature you control gets +2/+2 till end of turn, and it's a 3/3. So it's a 4 mana 3/3 that can make itself indestructible. And if you sacrifice a snow forest, himself and each creature you control gets +2/+2. Okay. I can dig it. In the comments, let me know what you think about Scathervosk, Rutnar, and if it's going to see some play. It might see play as an aggressive card, but 3 mana, like 3 color aggressive decks are already kind of hard to do, but we will be having all the pathways. So maybe. Moving on, Oko. New Oko, Winter's Liege. 5 mana Oko, 5 mana Oko, 3 blue-green. Of course it's blue-green, why would it not be, Simic? Legendary Planeswalker Oko, +1, oh my gosh, it's a +1, chat, it's not a +2. We're on the right track. Let's find out more. Create a 3/3 green elk snow creature token. So you don't make a food, and you don't make your opponent stuff elks, you just make an elk? I can dig that. I mean, it being a +1 to make an elk is pretty good. Kind of reminds me of Ashiok. 5 mana Planeswalker, +1, make a thing. That has a very good stat line. Alright, moving on to the -2. Scry X, where X is the number of snow permanents you control and draw a card. So if we get snow lands, you'll get to like scry 4 and draw a card for a -2. I don't think that's that good. No one wants to minus to draw cards. But you do get to scry a lot, even if you have snow lands and snow creatures. So who knows? Oh! The 1/1 is an elk snow creature token. It's a snow elk. It's a snelk. It's a snelk, chat. Okay. So, I mean, it's fine. It starts out on 4 loyalty. So you can +1 the turn it comes out, make a 3/3. Then it'll be a 5/5. And then you can -2, it'll be a 3. So it's not that bad. Like, you have a blocker and you just drew a card if you need to. But I think the -2 is a little underpowered. But we have a -7, which comes out 3 turns after it comes out, which isn't that long. Gain control of up to X target non-land permanents, where X is the number of snow permanents you control. Each of them gain haste if they're a creature. So you can make a 3/3, then you make a 3/3, then you make a 3/3, and at the very least, even if you don't have any snow lands or any other snow creatures, you get to take 3 non-land permanents from your opponents. Boltaburb says, I like the design of FIFA Crowns way more. Yeah, I know, right? Me too. I think this has a chance to see play in Standard. This definitely has a chance to see play in Standard. Especially after rotation. But it's a long shot, I think. I think this is a little bit under power level. I think you might as well rather play Elder Gargaroth if you were going to play Oko. Moving on. That's it for these so far, so let's move on. Miniatures. This is kind of like a little tiny look at some creatures we like might get, or maybe in theory. I talked about the Cosmo Wolf and the Redane and the All-Run. So Redane, Goddess of Justice, All-Run, God of Wisdom, which is Odin, and then Cosmo Wolf. I talked about all of these 3 cards and what cool things I think might be the product of these cards in my last video, so make sure to check that out once again. Let's talk about these other ones. Cosmo Serpent, just Human Berserker, 2 different kinds of Human Berserkers. So this kind of leads me to believe that we are having a couple different kinds of Berserkers cards in Standard that are like green based. We have an Elf Cleric, Elf Fighter, Dwarf Cleric, Dwarf Fighter. Okay, so this actually gives us an idea of what kind of cards we'll be getting. This looks like kind of like a Simic, like maybe a 2 or 3 drop, maybe. This looks like a mono green Elf Cleric, maybe a Planeswalker or something. These Dwarf Clerics and Dwarf Fighters kind of remind me of like Rimrock Knight, like maybe some red creatures. And then Kaya and Nahiri are Planeswalkers here. So this like kind of confirms Kaya and Nahiri as Planeswalkers in this new set. And and Jace. Unfortunately, chat, there's probably another Jace in this set. Whatever. Just leave dislikes in the comment for Jace. Alright. Product images. We have all of these Elven Empires, Phantom Premonition bundles, collector boosters, set booster aesthetics. This Kaya looks kind of cool. What is this? There's actual cards here in these pictures. Oh no, can I read these? Oh, Tibalt's confirmed too. Let's read it. Kaya is the face of the set. We have maybe even see glimpses of Tibalt on one of the booster packs. Nice. So usually Tibalt has some kind of like making a devil thing, or like little tiny 1/1 creatures, or maybe it lets your opponent not be able to gain life, things like that. The 2 commander decks, though they won't be in Arena, also depict elves and spirits as one of the major tribes of Kaldheim. The set boosters show off a snowy white theme, and it's hard to go past the return of the snow mechanic in Kaldheim. And that is all for this page. We have another page that we're going to work on right now, and let's get to the next page. Here we go. Spoilers. Okay, now we know when the spoilers are starting. Not only do we know when the actual set's going to be released on Arena and in paper, we know when the spoilers are starting. January 7th, so that's like 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks and a day or so from the time of recording this. All right. Last week, we compiled together all known information. Okay, we got this. All right. Starting what they call a Week of Metal as a preview of the preview season, which is to debut January 7th. Starts the Week of Metal on Magic's official Twitch channel. Today, they confirm a bunch of information already leaked to the public so far. Artwork from the set, product images, and introduction to 2 new Planeswalkers. More Planeswalkers. Tyvar, Kel, and Nico Eris. Check out the official post below, as well as the individual articles that tell us how the Planeswalkers were created. We're definitely reading that. Creating Tyvar Kel, Elf King Harold's younger brother, and creating Nico Eris, a blue mage from Theros, hunted down by Klothys. Vikings, gods, myths, legends, so many beards. So many beards. I'm feeling it. Kaldheim is coming to the freaking melt your mind hole. Okay. Kaldheim is nearly here, and with it comes some of the baddest, most unapologetically, excuse my English, awesome characters, cards, and styles Magic has ever seen. To introduce you to this world, we're hosting Magic's Weeks of Metal all this week as a glimpse into the world that will debut January 7th to kick off preview season in full. We have this creature that kind of looks like a Medusa-ish Uro-type card with a sword. We also have this Kaya card, which looks pretty cool. Very cool. We have the Week of Metal, and here is the spoiler season, if you will. Spoiler session, if you will. Kaldheim sneak peek previews, December 15th through 17th. So that's like tomorrow, the next day, and the day after. Nice. So we're definitely covering this soon. Keep your eyes out for our next video then, because we're going to be making videos of all of this stuff. January 7th, 9 a.m. launch, twitch.tv/magic. January 28th, Arena launches on Arena and MTGO. January 29th to February 4th is the pre-release that we went over before, and February 5th is available everywhere. We went over this already, so I'm not going to go over it now. We have some nice pictures here. This is probably like some kind of like Red Warrior type, or maybe it's a dwarf or something, but it looks like a warrior. We have this Berserker type card. Maybe it's like blue-red or something. What's kind of like Izzet colors. We also have I don't know what this thing is. What is this thing? It's like a Molten Giant, but on steroids. Alright. We also have this wolf-looking thing. Probably a Simic card. We don't need any more Simic cards, Wizards. Come on. Then we have oh my gosh. This looks like like an enchantment or something. This looks like super cool. Oh, it's a Snowland. Maybe it's a Snowland, like a snow, like a blue land. Maybe this is the art for like an island. I don't know, probably not. Maybe it's like an Azorius land. Super Nordic and Viking vibes for sure. Oh, the Tree of Life! We get the Tree of Life chat. This looks pretty cool. This looks really cool. So much detail in this art, too. This looks like all the colors. This might be like a 5-mana, 5-color card. Ooh. What if this is like a Selesnya land? That would be pretty cool. Ooh, this is definitely a Simic Snowland. Or maybe just like a green Snowland. We're also going to get to meet some pretty bad A Planeswalkers. You'll be seeing them freaking everywhere on some posters. These are some Planeswalkers here. That's cool. And then we have the packs as well. Kaldheim pack here with the Thor Hammer. Holy crap. Kaya and Tibalt are back and more formidable than ever, but we're also meeting 2 new Planeswalkers, Tyvar Kel and Nico Eris. Stay tuned all week for Magic's Week of Metal. There's going to be a ton of content, some previews, some art, maybe a teaser or two. Then come back January 7th at 9 a.m. on twitch.tv/magic as we run head-on into Kaldheim. Nice. Nice. What do we think overall? I'm super excited to see these Planeswalkers, but now, let's dive into some of these and read some about these Planeswalkers. Creating Tavar Kell. Okay, so this is Garrett Turner, Senior Narrative Designer for Magic the Gathering, joined by Cynthia Shepard and Lake Hurwitz, to tell about one of the new Planeswalkers debuting in Kaldheim. So let's see here. I'm not going to read all of this. This is like a question and answer session. It's steeped into storytelling and song, and all of its denizens share a common ethos. It's a plane of warriors who boast of their great deeds and yearn to die heroically in battle, who fight hard to celebrate harder, and where great tales pass into myth through the ages. This means Kaldheim's elves diverge a bit from what the elves were used to seeing in traditional fantasy or in past Magic sets. That's interesting. So maybe we'll see like some Simic elves or something, or like a red elf, maybe like a Gruul elf that makes mana. Huh. Okay, so let's read about the Planeswalker here. Tavar is King Harold's younger brother. If you like the lore, I like lore behind stuff. So if you like the lore, keep watching. Tavar is King Harold's younger brother, and he's lived most of his life in his brother's shadow. However, while the famous brother might inspire jealousy or resentment in some, Harold's example inspires Tavar to seek glory and fuels an irrational confidence that he can accomplish almost anything he puts his mind to. He's determined that his own story will rival or exceed the tales of Kaldheim's greatest heroes, and he's not shy about telling anyone who will listen about his heroic deeds. He's charismatic and cocky. Some might even call him arrogant. But underneath, he kind of reminds me of Luca. But underneath the boasting, he has a good heart and a generous spirit. Though he's certainly preoccupied with building his own legend, Tavar has a peculiar relationship to fame. As he sees it, the rising tide of glory raises all boats. Have they been looking at my content? I've literally been doing the rising tide. After an epic battle, he's just as likely to sing the praises of his allies as he is to brag about his own achievements. So he's like, I'll brag about you, but I'm also going to brag about myself at the same time. But you're coming with me, basically? I don't know. Let's keep reading. He's really a classic extrovert at heart who enjoys the camaraderie shared among warriors. He actively seeks out allies willing to fight by his side and share a drink, or three. Okay, we know a lot more about him now, to celebrate their glorious victory afterwards. Sets him apart for other elves, bucking trends of serious and inscrutability they demonstrate in most traditional fantasy. He's the kind of charismatic storyteller with whom anyone who would want to share a horn of ale. Visually, there are some hallmarks of classic elves: long hair, ordinate costuming. Like his personality, his unique features are loud and over the top. From his muscular frame to his bright auburn hair and tattoos, his quirky appearance says, "Look at me." Basically, this is just Oko. You see these abs? You see his side abs, these oblique abs, and these abs here that you can clearly see over this little piece of armor here. Basically, Oko 2.0. Are we gonna see a Planeswalker that's almost as good as Oko Thief of Crowns? I don't know. Let's see. Power and dexterity. He's ripped for an elf. Or, anyone. Aligns himself with the elf kind. His own lineage as that of green-aligned wood elf. Okay. Okay, so this is a lot of reading, so we'll leave this to you if you'd like to read that. Alright, so going back, as we got a little backstory of Tavar, let's read a little bit about Nico. Let's see. Let's start reading about Nico here. This is what Nico looks like here. Nice. It looks like a Jeskai Planeswalker. Looks like a Jeskai Planeswalker. Nico is a new Planeswalker from the plane of Theros. Okay, Theros Planeswalker. Here we go. So basically like a Basri Ket. Early in Nico's life, an oracle foresaw a great future for Nico. They were destined to be a great athlete, an undefeated javeliner, I should say, who would never miss a shot. Nico trained and competed for many years, but in all that time, they heard stories and songs of heroes who would fight to protect people and began to question the destiny prescribed to them. Eventually, Nico decided to challenge fate itself and, to the shock of many, purposefully lost a competition. Whoa. To challenge fate. Sounds like something Teferi would do. And they are non-binary. They are non-binary, I've noticed. Nice. Okay, Wizards. Okay. Okay. Alright. The realization they can control their own fate set Nico on their new path, a young planeswalker seeking to become a true hero like they always had dreamed. Nice. Ooh, the battle with Klothys. Alright, let's read. During Theros Beyond Death, Klothys, the god of destiny, arose from the underworld. Her goal was to reweave everyone's fate and reinforce it to ensure that things are always as they should be. Klothys sent her angel of fate, Calyx, after Elspeth to try to stop her from leaving the Therosian underworld, but he wasn't the only one. Klothys' agents were sent after many people who dared to defy their destiny, including Nico. Their defiance in that final competition was too much, and an agent was sent to guide them back to their true path. During that confrontation, Nico's spark ignited. Ooh. And in a moment of fear and rebellion, they planeswalked away from the reach of anyone on Theros. Huh. Huh. So they planeswalked away. Nico planeswalked away from Theros, and that's why we don't see Nico in Theros. Uh-huh. We're meeting Nico early in their story, so to some degree they're still figuring that out. They know they want to be a hero, to fight on the side of justice, save lives, change history for the better. But they're quickly realizing that real life doesn't divide neatly into good and evil. There's a gray area. And on Kaldheim, being a hero can mean something pretty different than on Theros. I think the first big part of Nico's journey will be trying to figure out what being a hero means to them while trying to help anyone they can along the way. Nice. And I'll leave the rest of the reading to you folks as well. But if you do want to find this, you can find it on MTGAzone.com, and by clicking the Kaldheim section of it, you can read all of this for yourself. I've read most of it, but if you want to dive in further to Tivar and Nico, you can go ahead and do that by going to MTG Arena Zone or MTGAzone.com and clicking this Kaldheim button here. But other than that, this is all we know right now for spoilers for Kaldheim. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, Charizard James, and don't forget to click subscribe down here or up here, wherever it is. That way, I don't know where it is. It's just a big red subscribe button. And don't forget to click that notification bell for more content like this. We will be covering every Kaldheim spoiler here as well in this channel, as well as doing deck techs and deck guides and things like that. So without further ado, have a wonderful rest of your day, folks, and I'll see you.